All right, the Yeezys have more of an arch to them, but they're very similar in their the dynamic of the footbed. That's interesting. I didn't think they were that close. The Yeezys are more narrow. Granted, these Sharks are a size up. It's the 12 versus the 13s. So, yeah, I mean, they're not... these kind of are a Yeezy knockoff. I didn't even think about them as being one. Alright, good day to everyone. I hope you're doing well. I haven't gotten much accomplished yet today. Let's see if I can get a video done. This is... I've got a bunch of boxes in the inventory too, but I don't know, I'm just not motivated today to do any videos. But this one here is from my new favorite brand, Rigorer, and I like it. I like Regor because it's not Adidas, it's not Nike, it's not Crocs, it's some weird shark fetish Chinese brand, and they're doing different stuff. I remember, I don't know if it's Rigor that's making the Yeezy Slides. I remember seeing someone was making some Yeezy Slides, which I don't know what Yeezy is, but it just sounds cool, and I like saying it. I like to, I like to call people Yeezy randomly, but not to their face, of course, just in passing. Like there goes that Yeezy. All right, these are the mini sharks. The Regor Yeezy Slides. The Rigorer Mini Shark Slides. Alright, I went up to a 13 with these because Regor seems to run small. And I don't know, we'll find out if the sizing was good or not for these, but they've got a bunch of new colors with these mini sharks. I was wanting to get them in blue. They have this really cool blue color, but it only went up to like a 12, I think. I had to go with the orange for the 13s. These have been creased. Look at that ugly crease. It's like right in the middle too. They got crushed. During shipping, you guys need to use boxes, man. Just to preserve your products. Look at that, the ugly crease right down the middle. Because that's never going to happen when I'm wearing these. Unless I like step on them or something, but like... I get so bitter when things come damaged. And that's becoming to be a common denominator, a common factor. This is all warped too. It's pushed over a little bit. You can see it. This is becoming a common denominator with these Chinese slides. And so far, they've all come damaged. Not all of them. The Shark 3s came fun, like good. The Dongdongs came okay. It was just those Li Ning, and now the mini sharks are a little warped. So they both have kind of a thinner strap though on the top. Excuse me. But anyways, before I get too off topic, let's see what Regor has to say about their Yeezy Slides. Let me go pull them up. You can come with me. Alright, I have no idea what Yeezy Slides I had seen before, or exactly what Yeezy... I swear it was like a Japanese cartoon or something, like Yeezy. But I don't know. Mini sharks. Right, so the mini sharks. Oh, I had gotten a $5 coupon off the Dongdongs because I complained to their HR or their customer service about the sizing being off and how they wouldn't give me a refund. So they gave me a $5 coupon, which I put towards the mini sharks. So the shipping one wasn't as high in the mini sharks either. It was only $18 versus the $25. So that $5 brought it down to like $13 shipping. And these retail for like $20. And they've got a few cool colors. got a green, that blue I was talking about, and then they've got like a gray, white, black, pink, and then the orange I got. So, but the sizing is limited with different colors. Because I wanted the blues and they didn't have them in the blue. So, okay, let me find some details. Is there any details? It's just like infographics. There's no write-up for these. Description, it just shows a photo. Mini Shark Slides. And then it shows sharks. And then it shows like an x-ray shot of a shark with the slide overlaid over top of it. Fish fin pattern, and then it shows a photo of the little shark fin on the rear of the slide. Highly effective antibacterial, and it lists some bacteria that won't grow on your slides. And then it shows a photo of some science lab testing that you can't inspect regarding the antibacterial properties. And then there's some on-foot shots, and that's it. Let me see if there's anything with a different color. It's like, maybe if I just click the black one. No. Same thing. So, there are no descriptions. Sorry, Regor, I can't read a sales pitch if you don't provide a sales pitch. Alright. I guess that's that. Okay, I guess we can just cut things since they don't take returns anyways. It doesn't matter about strings or labels or tags or anything. Alright, the Rigorer Mini Sharks. So, they've got a little bit of a weight to them. Just one thing I noticed. Even when they came in the packaging, when I grabbed the package and picked it up, I was like, ooh, these are kind of, these are a little chunky. These have a little weight to them. So for being like mini, so to speak, I don't know how much smaller these are compared to the Shark 3. I mean, they're not as tall. The Shark 3 is a lot taller. But they've got that insole and stuff too, so I don't know what makes these mini. But we've got a few shark motifs on them. They're still going with the shark. Going with the anti-fashion. Shark Slides. There's a little texture. It's just kind of the standard mold texture on the surface, which is kind of nice. And we've got some gills here. And we've got some swirls. We got some PewDiePie swirls on the footbed. Very shallow ergos, because Asian people have flat feet, apparently. There's a little bit of an arch rise there. I'm gonna start to get like lots of hate comments about flat feet and Asian people. Why are you saying we all have flat feet? I'm teasing, it's a joke. Just all the ergos are very flat on these Chinese slides. I'm not trying to be like biased at all. There's a really wide footbed to these. That's one thing I'm noticing about these mini sharks. They've got a really nice wide footbed to them. I'm just gonna play with my lights the whole time. So that's kind of cool, and that's unexpected. We might have to shrink down the strap a little bit. I'm not sure how that's gonna fit. It doesn't look like it's too tall, but that seems to be a pattern so far with these Chinese slides, as the straps tend to be a little high. But then again, the Shark 3 fit fine, so maybe Regor has their, they might be off with their sizing, but they might have their straps down pat. So we'll find out later. But Yeah, so this is kind of promising looking. I like the width going on here. I kind of like the swirl texture. That might be nice underfoot. I'm digging the orange. It's a nice orange. I'm getting mellow vibes. It's a little paler than the mellow, a little less red, a little more yellow, but it's a good orange. That's not a bad orange. Look how much wider that is compared to the mellow too. That's interesting. It's a little wider. So this might be a very good wide foot option. I get people asking about wide foot options and narrow foot options. I had a viewer comment the other day who has relatively narrow feet, and he was unable to wear the in motion. They were too wide for him, which is surprising because the in motion isn't an extremely wide fit. It's a rather narrow fit. But the free feel upper on the in motion I could see is being a little looser, not holding the foot in place. But anyways, back to the mini sharks. So I went with the size 13. Just going up in size because of my experience with Regor in the past. The Dongdongs were small in 12s and the Shark 3s fit fine in the 13s. So we went up in size with the minis. So we'll find out in a little bit if that is the way to go. Let's look at the outsole. We've got a very shallow tread pattern to it, and it's kind of relative to our swirls, but is not as aggressive. We don't have as much zigzag going on with the swirls. It's more of just kind of like a swoop, like a brush stroke. And there is some variance within that texture too. That is an ugly scab. Look at that injection point scab right there. It's pretty large, but it's super ugly. So there's kind of a positive negative thing going on, but I don't see much cohesion with it. Like, I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. So you can see this kind of the line work over here, and then we get into as being like a negative. You see this line work as negative, and then we can see these marks coming through as more of a positive that have a texture to it right here. And it's just in this area. Oh wait, no, it does carry back a little bit. It's weird what they're doing here. You can probably see it from the angle. Just this patch right here, it's like they've given it a little more aggressive texture to it. There's a little bit of a divot right here, and then there's another one right here a little bit, and then there's another one right here. But then we've got a reversal again with our lines. It's like the positive get a little thinner there, and then the negative space tends to it wants to pop back out more. I know I'm giving this way too much time, but I'm just not seeing a lot of cohesion, like rhyme or reason with this this outsole pattern. Like, it's just very weird. Just this area right here, it doesn't make sense to me. And then there's our Rigor logo on the back. But there you go. You can see those dips from back here. Like, it's just kind of bizarre. Like, why would they bother with that? I don't know. Beats me. And then there isn't anything on the inside. So they look okay. They're relatively clean, aside from a really ugly scab on the bottom. Like, they're trimmed well. There's not a lot of skin coming off of the mold lines. A little bit right there. But this is trimmed well up here. And this is okay right here. So they don't look too bad in hand. For a $20 price point, that's not too bad. The shipping makes them a little more expensive, but it's whatever. They need to sell these on the Li Ning website, which does charge shipping. It's $6. I guess I didn't see it the other day when I was ordering the Li Ning, because I know I reported on those as having free shipping, which it does have free shipping over 100, but I think it was just $6 for like one item, and then it just Goes up to $8 for 2 items, if it's still under 100. So they do charge shipping on the Li-Ning website, but it's not anything like the Rigor website. So let's slide in. All right. So the sizing on these is akin to the Shark 3s. So you're gonna wanna go up. You could probably get, no, see, all right, you can probably see my toes right there on the side. I was gonna say, you can probably get by going down, but I don't think so. I think your toes are gonna be a little pinched if you go down. All right, so the footbed is nice and wide. We've got some good width to it. I'm kind of digging the width about them. The footbed is a little flat, like we saw in hand, just not a lot going on. We've got some decent squish going on though, which is kind of nice, but I don't think the heel is elevated enough because it's relatively flat with the rest of the slide. And then as I put my weight down, the heel is kind of compressing more than the forefoot, so I'm getting the Yeezy teetering effect happening with them, which sometimes that goes away after a little while once they start to break in, and the forefoot starts to take shape. Then the teetering tends to get eliminated, but right now that's just one thing I'm noticing. A little bit of a teeter with the heel. It feels kind of like a mid firmness with the foam. Like it's not too firm, it's not super squishy. I'm getting a little compression underfoot, but it's like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a distributed compression. So when my heel compresses down into it, it's not just the exact imprint of my heel, but it's kind of compressing the area around it as well. So that's kind of an interesting characteristic to it. I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking of, like, I've been wearing my Outsole a lot lately, and those are more of like a precise compression to where like your foot will just directly imprint into it, where these have more of a distributed compression to where it's kind of pushing everything like around the heel down a little bit too. So it's just got a different characteristic about it. But it feels good. It feels kind of comfy underfoot. I'm digging the compression. It's definitely has a different feel to it. I can't think of any other foam offhand that is relative to it. It feels a little smooth under my bare feet. And these probably would fit a little bit better with a pair of socks on. I probably wouldn't have much wiggle room between the strap and my foot, which I can throw one sock on real quick just to verify that. Here's a sock. All right. So it feels like it's got okay traction. Like it's grabbing onto the wood floor okay. Yeah, that fits better with a pair of socks on. It's like a nice tight fit with a pair of socks on. So I'm not getting as much play as the barefoot one. So I think the fit is pretty good on these, going up a size. That would be my recommendation. Like with the Shark 3s, you're going to want to go up a full size with these mini sharks. So the footbed, even though we have these lines on it, it feels very smooth. Like there's not a lot of like tactile texture to it to grab the foot, even to grab the sock. So it just feels kind of a little slick, a little smooth underfoot. But the more I stand in it, the more I feel my foot shape impressing down into the footbed. So these are kind of good. I'm starting to dig these. The more I have them on foot, the more I'm liking them. And I think that's about it right now. Just my initial slide-in impressions. It's pretty positive. There's a little bit of a heel rise, not too much. So let's get a little walking. Turn a light on out in the hallway. These might end up being a good Yeezy Slide competitor. Because these are definitely some chunky boys. Just how wide they are. They definitely have a kind of a Yeezy profile about them. So to my viewers who are big Yeezy fans, you might enjoy some mini sharks. Especially for the price point. Yeah, I get them under $50 basically. $20 retail, like $20 shipping. So that's not too bad. These are an okay slide for 40 bucks. I'm having to hold on to them with my toes a little bit as I'm walking. Just because they're kind of a little slick underfoot, a little slippery. But the walking characteristic is okay on these. It's not too bad. Let's get some down low footage. So I'm liking these. I'm liking the foam. I'm liking the width of the footbed. I'm liking the compression. I'm liking the foam density. The footbed could be a little more dynamic. The arch support could be a little more aggressive, but it is actually, I don't have a void. I don't have an arch void. It's like within the compression, it's filling my arch. So I feel like these are gonna mold to my foot over time. Just the short period of time that I've had them on my feet, like I'm already starting to feel them mold to my foot. Like I'm already starting to impress the shape of my foot into the footbed. So that's not too bad. These are pretty decent. These are a little better than I anticipated them being. For a $20 slide, like if these didn't have the $20 shipping, I think these would be extremely popular. I imagine just this video alone will probably spike the sales, the whole 200 people that watch it. No, I've been getting more views. My videos just take time to get views. They are a slow viewing growth videos, because they're like just product reviews, so it's like people have to search for the product, you know. But that's one thing nice though about my videos, is they will continue to get views. It's not like, unless people stop selling these products, it's like they'll continue to get views going forward, which is kind of nice. But I'm getting off topic. But yeah, I think these will do good. Once the word gets out that they're a pretty good slide, and I know people are always looking for big chunky slides like the Yeezys, big chunky Yeezy Slides. Clean up my laundry there, try to keep it out of the shot. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about them. I think I already addressed the things that I would change about it. Maybe just make the arch a little more prominent, but I think that these will break in enough. I'm kind of getting that impression that my foot is just gonna form to these, because it's already starting to happen. So I think the ergos are fine on these because the foam is taking care of the rest. So I don't know what I could change about them. I can't think of anything. Maybe a little more texture underfoot to kind of hold on a little more, because they are a little slick underfoot. I think that's the only negative I have to say about these, is they're just a little slick underfoot. I'm liking the width. These have a really nice width to them. We've got our toe window again. I should probably mention that. Oh, it's not an open toe design. We've got our toe window design. Regor likes doing that with the sharks. So these seem to be a little more open than some of the others, but it's that same deal. But yeah, I think that's everything. Nice width about them, nice foam, good compression, comfort's okay, price isn't bad, shipping's a little high. Make sure you get your size right, because Rigor won't let you return them. But I think that's all we have to say about these. I really can't think of anything else interesting to say about them. This might be an anticlimactic video. They're pretty good. I like the I like this orange. This is a good color option. If Regor can do it, you can do it too, Puma. And Crocs. No, Crocs isn't bad with their colors. It just takes them a while to put out some good colors with their newer models, but yeah, I think this is good. This isn't bad. Let me flip this. All right, the Rigorer Mini Shark Slide. These are pretty good. I don't really have much negative to say about them. They're kind of like a Mellow. They're kind of like a Croc Mellow. They're wider. They've got a wider footbed than the Mellow. The foam is probably pretty similar though. It's kind of a nice squishy, dense foam. It's got good compression to it. It's got good form to it. I feel like my foot is, the more I wear them, the more my foot is impressing into the footbed. So I can see these being very molded to your feet over time. So yeah, they're kind of squishy. They got some good squish going on to them. I don't think I've got the Yeezys out right now. I was gonna throw a pair of Yeezys on next to them. Let me do that real quick while we're at it. While the thought is there, hang on. All right. So you can see the kind of a similar profile to the Yeezys. The Rigors are a little bit bigger. Kind of a similar fit too. The Yeezys have more. Hold on, let me take the sock off on this one too, so I'm getting a similar effect. All right, the Yeezys have more of an arch to them, but they're very similar in their the dynamic of the footbed. That's interesting. I didn't think they were that close. The Yeezys are more narrow. Granted, these sharks are a size up. It's the 12 versus the 13s. So, yeah, I mean, they're not... these kind of are a Yeezy knockoff. I didn't even think about them as being one. I think the sharks are even a little wider at the base. They flare out a little more. The toe window is a little different between them, but the strap is pretty much the same. The Rigor strap's a little thinner than the Yeezys. The Yeezy strap's a little fatter, but even the way that the heel compresses is similar. That's interesting. So yeah, I guess these are kind of a Yeezy knockoff. They don't feel too terrible, like compared to the Yeezy. I mean, like, they've got some good compression. It's relative. The squish is relative between these two. The Yeezy has a little more immediate squish. Like the surface squish feels a little softer. And then it gets a little denser. Like if you think of the squish as like a spring, you know, the first initial movement is a little softer, and then it gets a little denser as you compress, and then it stops, you know. The Rigor doesn't have as soft of an initial spring, but it has a relative like medium tension spring to it. So like once you get like midway with the compression, they're relative in their softness, but it's like the Rigor doesn't have that initial softness to the spring that the Yeezys have, if that makes sense at all. But yeah, these these are kind of a good Yeezy knockoff to all the Yeezy fans out there. So, and I'm thinking you probably could go with your standard Yeezy size with these, just having them next to them, and like the just the sizing with the Yeezy, and then sliding into the Rigor. They're pretty much the same, and this Rigor is a little bit bigger, so I'm imagining had I gone with the 12s with the Mini Sharks, they probably fit a little bit better. So that'll be our final sizing advice, is you could probably go true to size with these. These probably would have fit in a 12, but we went up to the 13, so we can always shrink them down if we need to. I doubt I'll really wear these much, but they're not bad. They're not bad. Kind of a this is the closest Chinese Yeezy knockoff that I've come across so far. That isn't a blatant Yeezy knockoff, you know, that isn't designed as a Yeezy knockoff. So yeah, these Sharks are pretty good. Not too bad for the price. Alright, back to the outro. Alright, so I guess they are kind of a Yeezy knockoff. I didn't really think of them as being so, but they kind of are. They're kind of a Yeezy knockoff, so not too bad, especially for the price point. These are better than the other, the Quicksilver ones. Those are kind of junk, those knockoffs. So if you're looking for an inexpensive Yeezy slide alternative, check out these Rigorer Mini Sharks. They're not too bad. All right, I think that's all I have to say. Please like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts and opinions below. You can just say hi below as well. And if you have any other requests, please leave that below. This was not a requested slide. I forgot to mention that. This is just feeding my my Regor obsession. So it is continuing. The Dongdongs were a disappointment, but these are good. These were just as good as the Shark 3 slides, so I do recommend the Mini Sharks. So yeah. All right, we will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Cheers. See you. Bye. Thank you.